In a move that underscores the ongoing turbulence within the Trump administration's ambitious Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE Edward Coristine, a key operative known by his provocative online moniker Big Balls, has officially resigned. The White House confirmed Coristine's departure to Wired on Tuesday, June 24, 2025, marking the latest high-profile exit from a task force already grappling with an uncertain future following Musk's own departure from an official government capacity last month. Coristine, a 19-year-old high school graduate, became a public symbol of DOGE's unconventional approach, and to critics its inherent flaws. His resignation was swift and definitive. His Google Workspace account with the General Services Administration (GSA), the agency through which much of DOGE's activities were coordinated, was deactivated on Tuesday afternoon. Furthermore, his name has been removed from the White House contact list of current DOGE employees on the federal payroll, as confirmed by a senior administration official. Hired by Elon Musk to help spearhead the monumental effort to slash federal bureaucracy, Coristine's presence in government was as brash as his online pseudonym. He openly embraced the Big Balls handle, even appearing on Fox News to explain it to Jesse Watters, stating people on LinkedIn take themselves like super seriously and are adverse to risks. And I was like, well, I want to be neither of those things. The moniker even garnered a mention on Saturday Night Live, highlighting the unique and often polarizing public profile of DOGE's operatives. Despite his youth and unconventional background, Coristine was a deeply embedded and highly trusted technologist within DOGE. He was part of a small core group of pre-inauguration engineers who, according to former DOGE member Sahil Lavangia, joked about how many laptops they had. It was almost like a competition in the sense to have 7-8 different laptops that they would run around with. This access allowed him to move between a wide array of government agencies, from the GSA and Office of Personnel Management to the Departments of Commerce, Education, Treasury, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security and the Social Security Administration, among others. His activities included discussions on Trump's Golden Visa, implementing the DOGE agenda at the military efforts to slash the State Department's budget, and even assisting in building a system for the United States to sell special immigration visas for $5 million apiece. DOGE's broader mission and Coristine's role within it involved dismantling large parts of the federal bureaucracy, gaining direct access to sensitive federal payment systems, and working to join siloed systems together to enable surveillance of people in the U.S. Coristine's past, however, has also been a point of contention. Beyond his Big Balls persona, he briefly worked for Neuralink, another Musk venture, and founded Tesla, Sexy LLC, in 2021, which owns domains registered in Russia, one of which hosts an AI Discord bot. He also had a brief stint at the Path Network, a company founded by reformed Black Hat hackers, and a Telegram handle associated with him reportedly solicited a distributed denial of service DDoS attack. These elements of his history, combined with his age and rapid ascent to positions of significant influence, fueled critics who viewed DOGE's technologists as young and inexperienced but brash, with a dubious background for the outsized positions of power they occupied. His resignation follows a period of significant uncertainty for DOGE. After Elon Musk exited the government in an official capacity last month, his top lieutenant Steve Davis, president of the Boring Company, also announced his departure. Sahil Lavangia, another former DOGE member, noted the precarious position of many new hires. I have heard since Elon and Steve have supposedly departed, they've terminated a lot of those that got hired. They're all still probationary, right? There's that 2-year probationary period. So there's a good chance that a lot of those people end up getting fired anyway. Coristine's full-time employment status at the GSA was only granted late last month, making him susceptible to such probationary period terminations. Coristine's departure signals a potential further unraveling of DOGE's ambitious, albeit controversial, efforts to overhaul the federal government. His short but impactful tenure highlights the inherent tensions in bringing highly unconventional, rapidly deployed talent into the rigid structures of federal bureaucracy. As the Trump administration continues its term, the future of the Department of Government Efficiency and whether its disruptive approach will ultimately yield lasting reform or merely a series of high-profile short-lived experiments remains a critical question. The saga of Big Balls Coristine, a symbol of both DOGE's audacity and its vulnerabilities, will undoubtedly serve as a case study in the ongoing debate over innovation versus traditional governance in the digital age. Washington, D.C. finds itself at a pivotal juncture in its ambitious yet controversial quest for government efficiency following the high-profile resignation of Edward Coristine, a key operative within Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency DOGE. The departure of the 19-year-old, known by the striking online moniker Big Balls, underscores the deep-seated challenges and criticisms facing the innovative if unconventional initiative as Congress grapples with codifying its proposed cuts. Coristine's resignation, confirmed yesterday by a White House official, marks a significant moment for DOGE, especially coming on the heels of Elon Musk's own acrimonious departure from his advisory role last month. A high school graduate who was enrolled as an engineering student at Northeastern University when he was hired, Coristine quickly became a public symbol of DOGE's distinctive approach. His online pseudonym, which he openly used even on LinkedIn, garnered national attention, including a mention on Saturday Night Live and a Fox News segment where Musk himself playfully acknowledged it. To critics, however, Coristine, with his youth, perceived inexperience, and a background that included a prior firing from a data security firm for leaking internal information and a brief stint at Musk's Neuralink, epitomized the very flaws they attributed to DOGE, a team of brash technologists occupying outsized positions of power with dubious qualifications. Further complicating his image, reports indicate Coristine was previously associated with Tesla's Sexy LLC, a company that owned domains registered in Russia and a Telegram handle linked to, and reportedly solicited a distributed denial of service DDoS attack alongside allegations of providing tech support to a cybercrime gang. The Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, was envisioned as a spearhead for a widespread effort to slash federal bureaucracy, led initially by Elon Musk. Its mandate was clear: identify waste, fraud, and abuse across government agencies. Since its inception, DOGE operatives, including Coristine, moved between overseeing a multitude of agencies. From the General Services Administration (GSA), which DOGE used for coordination, to the U.S. Agency for International Development, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and the Departments of Education, Health and Human Services, and Homeland Security. Coristine himself was involved in efforts to cut the State Department's budget, even helping direct plans to close diplomatic offices and fire overseas employees. He later assisted in building a system to sell special immigration visas branded by President Trump as gold cards for $5 million apiece. Despite the controversies, proponents of DOGE argue the initiative has yielded substantial results. During a recent House Committee on Oversight and Accountability hearing, the Subcommittee on Delivering on Government Efficiency heard testimony highlighting significant savings. Dan Lips, senior fellow at the Foundation for American Innovation, testified that DOGE had already identified $100 to $180 billion in savings and reduced regulatory burdens by eliminating over 1.7 million words from the federal code. Matthew Dickerson, director of budget policy at the Economic Policy Innovation Center (EPIC), estimated that a 10% reduction in the federal workforce could save $559 to $608 billion over the next decade in discretionary appropriations for salaries and benefits. These figures, however, fall short of Musk's initial ambitious target of $2 trillion in cuts, a discrepancy that reportedly contributed to his acrimonious split with President Trump, who subsequently moved forward with a legislative package Musk criticized for potentially raising the national debt. The departure of key figures like Coristine and Musk's top lieutenant Steve Davis, president of the Boring Company, raises questions about the sustainability of DOGE's reforms. Sahil Lavangia, a former DOGE member, noted the precarious position of many new hires, stating, "They're all still probationary, right? There's that 2-year probationary period. So there's a good chance that a lot of those people end up getting fired anyway. This suggests a potential rollback of personnel reductions initiated by DOGE." Critics also point to DOGE's methods, including its technologists reportedly obtaining direct access to sensitive federal payment systems and working to join siloed systems, which some viewed as enabling surveillance. The legislative future of DOGE's proposed cuts remains uncertain. Subcommittee Chairwoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican, Georgia, emphasized the urgent need for Congress to codify these reforms to create budgetary savings for taxpayers and increase transparency. She advocated for adjusting appropriation levels to align with DOGE's streamlined government, proposing a $163 billion reduction in non-discretionary spending for the next year, which could lead to $2 trillion in savings over the coming decade. However, witnesses like David Burton, senior fellow in economic policy at the Heritage Foundation, cautioned that DOGE itself is not enough, stressing that most personnel and grant reductions will not result in actual savings unless Congress takes action through appropriations bills. The hearing also brought to light the persistent problem of improper payments within the federal government, a challenge DOGE aimed to address. Matthew Dickerson highlighted Medicaid alone had $1.1 trillion in improper payments over the last decade, attributing much of this to a lack of ability to identify the people who are claiming money and an outdated do not pay registry. The discussion underscored the need for modern technology, including AI, to verify eligibility and prevent fraud, especially given that many payments are still processed manually. The session also veered into highly charged territory, with Chairwoman Greene engaging in a contentious exchange with Emily DeVito, senior advisor for economic policy at Groundwork Collaborative, over federal funding for gender transition surgeries for children, illustrating the partisan fault lines that often complicate efforts at government reform. As the White House, now under the leadership of Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought for DOGE, navigates these personnel changes and congressional debates, the future of government efficiency efforts hangs in the balance. Edward Coristine's departure, though a single event, serves as a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in leveraging new technological approaches and young unconventional talent to tackle entrenched bureaucratic challenges. The ongoing push to formalize DOGE's cost-saving measures through legislation will test Congress's ability to transcend partisan divides and determine whether the promise of a leaner, more efficient federal government can truly be realized, or if such ambitious initiatives are destined to remain caught in the crosscurrents of political will and public scrutiny. At Tesla, once the undisputed titan of the electric vehicle market, finds itself at a pivotal crossroads, navigating a challenging present while simultaneously charting an ambitious future. Recent data paints a concerning picture of the automaker's immediate performance, with European sales plummeting for the fifth consecutive month. This stark reality, however, stands in intriguing contrast to a burgeoning optimism among some analysts regarding the company's long-term potential, particularly its pioneering endeavors in autonomous technology. According to data released by the European Automobile Manufacturers Association (ACA) and reported by Reuters and CNBC on June 25, 2025, Tesla's new car sales in the European Union, Britain, and the European Free Trade Association fell to 13,863 units in May, marking a significant 27.9% year-on-year decline. This downturn has seen Tesla's European market share shrink to just 1.2% from 1.8% in May 2024, reinforcing a downward regional trend that began earlier in the year. The news sent Tesla's stock down nearly 5% on Wednesday morning, contributing to an overall year-to-date decline of over 18%. Several factors appear to be converging to create this sales headwind. A general slowdown in electric vehicle demand across the market is certainly playing a role, but Tesla faces additional unique pressures. Intense competition from both legacy automakers and increasingly formidable Chinese manufacturers is eroding its market dominance. Chinese automakers, for instance, sold 65,808 units in Europe last month, more than doubling their market share to 5.9%, according to Jado Dynamics. As global analyst Felipe Munoz noted, their momentum is partly due to a strategic push into alternative powertrains like plug-in and full hybrids, appealing to a broader customer base. Auto giant BYD even registered nearly as many vehicles as Tesla in May, having already outsold the American firm for the first time in April. Beyond market dynamics, the company has also suffered what analysts describe as brand and reputational damage, stemming in part from CEO Elon Musk's incendiary rhetoric and political activity. His highly publicized involvement in U.S. politics, including significant financial contributions to political campaigns and subsequent online feuds, has reportedly fueled boycotts and protests at Tesla dealerships across Europe, directly impacting consumer perception and sales. This confluence of factors contributed to Tesla's disappointing first-quarter results, where revenue of $19.34 billion and EPS of 27 cents widely missed Wall Street expectations of $21.43 billion and 44 cents respectively. Adjusted profits for Q1 fell 40% year-over-year, and vehicle deliveries at 336,681 units were the worst since the second quarter of 2022. However, this gloomy picture contrasts sharply with the long-term vision articulated by some financial analysts. Yahoo Finance reported that Piper Sandler maintains a bullish stance on Tesla, primarily due to its leading position in autonomous driving technology. Tesla is still the most transformative company in autos, wrote analysts led by Alexander Potter, reiterating their belief that over time Tesla will likely win. This perspective is bolstered by Tesla's recent limited launch of its robotaxi service in Austin, a move seen as a significant step towards industry disruption. Piper Sandler's report suggests that as self-driving technology scales, the broader automotive market faces a seismic shift, potentially leading to fewer vehicles sold, higher utilization of fleets, and a transition towards service-based revenue models. In this future landscape, they view Tesla as a potential consolidator, identifying no other clear winners among its competitors. While Google's Waymo has operated driverless taxis in Phoenix since 2018 and has expanded to other major U.S. cities, and Amazon's Zoox began public road testing in 2023, Piper Sandler believes other traditional U.S. automakers like GM and Ford are lagging on software, with Rivian facing execution risks and Stellantis having the steepest hill to climb. Despite acknowledging that each company has pros and cons, they conclude that none appear as well positioned as Tesla. Yet the path to this autonomous future is not without its perils. Piper Sandler itself acknowledges that Tesla's Q2 results could disappoint, and the inevitable robotaxi crash, reminiscent of GM's Cruise operations being shut down after an incident in San Francisco in 2023, could severely dent the company's lofty valuation. The firm also points to the potential for a Trump administration to issue more favorable policies for full self-driving FSD technology, which could further accelerate Tesla's lead. Ultimately, Tesla's narrative is one of profound duality, a current struggle for market share and profitability amidst intense competition and brand challenges set against the backdrop of a potentially transformative technological leap in autonomous vehicles. The coming quarters will be critical in determining whether the company can leverage its perceived first-mover advantage in self-driving software to overcome its immediate sales headwinds and reputational issues, or if the promises of a robotaxi-driven future will remain just that, promises, eclipsed by the harsh realities of the traditional automotive market. The world watches to see if Tesla can truly revolutionize transportation, or if its current struggles will define its next chapter. In a remarkable display of burgeoning commercial space capabilities, SpaceX orchestrated a rare double launch day from Florida on Wednesday, featuring both a critical human spaceflight mission and a routine Starlink deployment. The highlight of this ambitious operational tempo was undoubtedly the Axiom SpaceX 4 mission, which successfully launched 4 private astronauts aboard a newly christened Crew Dragon capsule towards the International Space Station (ISS), marking a significant milestone for international participation in commercial space endeavors. The X-4 mission, the fourth private spaceflight brokered by Houston-based Axiom Space, lifted off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center at 2:31 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 6:31 GMT. Aboard the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket was the Crew Dragon, now named Grace by its pioneering crew, carrying a diverse quartet of astronauts. Commander Peggy Whitson, a retired NASA astronaut and Axiom's director of human spaceflight, leads the mission, extending her own record as the United States' most flown astronaut with nearly 700 cumulative days in space. She is joined by pilot Shubhanshu Shukla of India and mission specialists Sław Uznański-Wisniewski of Poland and Tibor Kapu of Hungary. For Shukla, Uznański-Wisniewski and Kapu, this marks their inaugural journey to orbit and notably the first government-sponsored flights to the ISS for their respective nations in over 4 decades, underscoring a new era of international access to space through commercial partnerships. As Whitson remarked, it has been more than 40 years since the first person from India, Poland and Hungary has been to space. And through this commercial space opportunity we are accelerating the national space programs in each of these 3 countries and creating new pathways for technological advancements. The mission's path to launch was not without its hurdles, facing nearly 2 weeks of delays. Initial attempts were waved off due to adverse weather conditions, followed by a leak detected in the Falcon 9 rocket itself. The most significant holdup, however, stemmed from a long-standing leak on the ISS's Zvezda service module, which required close monitoring by NASA and Roscosmos. Despite the leak having been present and monitored for years, a recent change in pressure data prompted a cautious delay, ensuring the station's stability and the crew's safety before the final all-clear was given. Once launched, the Dragon capsule is targeting a docking with the ISS approximately 29 hours later, where the crew will embark on a rigorous 14-day itinerary. Their agenda includes over 60 science experiments spanning biology, material and physical sciences, and technology demonstrations, the highest number for any Axiom mission to date. They will also engage in global STEM outreach, as Whitson noted, sharing our experience and inspiring the next generation of explorers. This mission further solidifies SpaceX's pivotal role in U.S. human spaceflight, particularly in light of ongoing challenges faced by other commercial partners. The Crew Dragon remains the only U.S. spacecraft currently certified by NASA for astronaut transport to the ISS. This reliance has been highlighted by the significant delays and technical issues plaguing Boeing's Starliner capsule, which recently faced a decision by NASA to return its test flight without a crew, pending resolution of its issues and potential certification in early 2026. SpaceX founder Elon Musk even briefly threatened to decommission the Dragon spacecraft earlier this month during a public dispute with former President Trump, though he quickly retracted the statement, underscoring the company's considerable leverage in the current space landscape. Indeed, SpaceX's growing influence extends beyond operational launches. An investment platform is reportedly planning to allow public betting on the company, a testament to its increasing market interest and perceived stability. The X4 mission also highlights the evolving financial and operational models of space exploration. Axiom Space, by coordinating with SpaceX for launch services and NASA for ISS usage, is pioneering a commercial pathway for nations and private entities to access low Earth orbit. The contributions from the European Space Agency and the governments of India, Poland, and Hungary for this mission underscore a growing trend of international collaboration built on commercial frameworks. As NASA's ISS program manager Dana Weigel observed, each country who comes brings something different than what we have in the normal suite of what we see for our research. It really expands the breadth of what we can do with research and the number of countries, institutions, academic organizations, etc. who participate. Looking ahead, the successful execution of missions like X4 paves the way for a more dynamic and accessible space economy. With the International Space Station nearing its planned retirement in the coming years, commercial endeavors like Axiom Spaces are not just providing rides but also laying the groundwork for future private space stations. Axiom itself is actively developing its own commercial space station modules, aiming to eventually replace the ISS as a destination for research tourism and manufacturing in low Earth orbit. The continued reusability of Falcon 9 boosters demonstrated by the X4 booster B1094 second flight further drives down costs and increases launch frequency, enabling the kind of double-header days that are becoming increasingly common for SpaceX. As commercial entities continue to push the boundaries of space access and capability, such missions are not merely flights but critical steps in democratizing space and fostering a truly global off-Earth economy. Elon Musk's ambitious vision for a fully integrated digital ecosystem is once again taking tangible shape, with reports emerging that X, formerly Twitter, is developing a physical debit card for its nascent X Money service. This move, reported by MSN on Wednesday, June 25, 2025, signals a serious step towards realizing Musk's long-held aspiration of transforming X into an everything app that encompasses not just communication but also comprehensive financial services. The introduction of a physical card would significantly broaden the accessibility and utility of X Money, allowing users to spend funds from their X accounts in traditional retail environments, directly challenging established banking institutions and payment networks. It represents a bold push to embed X deeper into users' daily financial lives, potentially disrupting the fintech landscape by leveraging its massive existing user base. However, the path to innovation is rarely smooth, and Musk's other ventures are facing their own unique hurdles. His artificial intelligence endeavor Grok is reportedly encountering significant challenges in its retraining efforts, as highlighted by Axios on Tuesday, June 24, 2025. While specific technical details remain under wraps, the report suggests that the process of refining Grok's capabilities is proving more arduous than anticipated. This difficulty underscores the inherent complexities in developing and scaling advanced AI models, particularly in a rapidly evolving competitive landscape dominated by tech giants. The success of Grok is crucial for Musk's broader AI ambitions, including its integration across his various companies, and any setbacks could impact the pace of his technological roadmap. Amidst these concrete developments and technical challenges, the cryptocurrency world continues to be a hotbed of speculation regarding Musk's involvement. TradingView on Wednesday, June 25, 2025 published a fact-check addressing persistent rumors that Elon Musk is planning a massive investment in Ripple's XRP cryptocurrency. A viral social media post had sensationally claimed Musk was set to inject an astonishing $104 billion into XRP, with an accompanying fabricated headline suggesting an Elon Musk joins Ripple partnership scenario. This followed earlier, equally unsubstantiated rumors of a $50 billion investment and a fantastical price prediction of $600.37 per XRP coin. The report emphatically debunks these claims, noting the complete lack of official confirmation from Musk or any credible source. Furthermore, it addresses a separate rumor from earlier this year about a fleeting deleted tweet from Musk endorsing XRP, for which no verifiable screenshots have ever surfaced. Such pervasive misinformation highlights the significant influence Musk's name carries in the volatile crypto markets and the ease with which speculative narratives can proliferate without factual basis. Beyond the technical and market-driven challenges, Musk's acquisition of Twitter continues to generate legal repercussions. Law 360 reported on Tuesday, June 24, 2025, that shareholders of the social media company formerly known as Twitter have formally requested a New York federal judge to certify their proposed class in a lawsuit against Elon Musk. The suit alleges that Musk failed to adhere to his obligations during the tumultuous acquisition process. This class action certification request marks a significant procedural step, potentially allowing a large group of former shareholders to collectively pursue claims against Musk, adding another layer of legal and financial scrutiny to his corporate dealings. The outcome of this legal battle could have substantial implications for how high-profile acquisitions are conducted and the accountability of acquiring parties. As Elon Musk navigates these diverse and complex landscapes, from pioneering new financial services and wrestling with AI development to battling market rumors and legal challenges, his ventures continue to captivate and disrupt. The push for X Money's physical debit card signals a determined move into mainstream finance, while the struggles with Grok underscore the immense technical hurdles in AI. Meanwhile, the constant stream of unverified crypto rumors and ongoing legal battles serve as a reminder of the unique scrutiny and volatility that accompany his every move. The coming months will undoubtedly be critical in determining the trajectory of these ambitious undertakings and their ultimate impact on the technology and financial sectors. The cutting edge of neurotechnology is buzzing with activity as Elon Musk's Neuralink prepares to embark on its most ambitious human trials yet, direct vision implants for the blind. This groundbreaking initiative, dubbed Blindsight, aims to restore sight by directly interfacing with the visual cortex, a move Musk suggests could one day transcend natural human capabilities, ushering in what he provocatively calls a superpower situation. Musk revealed on June 19 that Neuralink intends to commence human trials for its vision implants within the next 6 to 12 months. Speaking in a recent interview, he stated, "In the next 6 to 12 months we'll be doing our first implants for vision, where even if somebody is completely blind we can write directly to the visual cortex." This announcement marks a significant leap for the company, which has been at the forefront of developing brain-computer interfaces (BCIs) since its inception in 2017, targeting a spectrum of neurological conditions. While the initial iteration of the Blindsight implant is expected to offer only low-resolution sight, Musk is optimistic about its evolutionary potential, envisioning a future where the technology delivers very high resolution and even the ability to perceive multispectral wavelengths such as ultraviolet, infrared, and radar signals, ultimately striving to exceed the best human eyes. The potential implications of Neuralink's Blindsight technology are vast, extending from profound medical breakthroughs to the more speculative realm of human enhancement. While the primary design clearly focuses on assisting individuals with severe vision impairments, the broader applications hinted at by Musk and noted by some experts inevitably raise questions about the ethical, military, and consumer dimensions of what could be perceived as superhuman vision. Neuralink's journey to this point has seen both triumphs and tribulations. The company made headlines with its first human implant, the link, in quadriplegic patient Nolan Arbaugh. Arbaugh's ability to control a computer cursor with his thoughts demonstrated the transformative potential of BCIs, laying crucial groundwork for subsequent implant generations. However, the path has not been without obstacles. Last year, Neuralink reported that Arbaugh experienced a medical issue involving the retraction of several threads connecting the interface to his brain. The company swiftly addressed the problem, stating that adjustments to Arbaugh's chip algorithm resolved the issue, allowing his continued success with the device. Despite these advancements, Neuralink still faces significant regulatory hurdles. Before human trials can proceed at a larger scale, comprehensive approval from the FDA and other health bodies will be a prerequisite, ensuring safety and efficacy are thoroughly vetted. The brain implant world is indeed buzzing, with Neuralink's high-profile endeavors drawing considerable attention and substantial investment from billionaires globally. This surge of interest isn't confined to a single entity. The competitive landscape is rapidly expanding, with research teams worldwide, including a notable Chinese team, actively trialing their own Neuralink alternatives. This parallel development underscores the intense global race to unlock the full potential of BCIs, not just for restorative medicine but for broader applications that could redefine human-computer interaction and perception itself. As Neuralink pushes the boundaries of what's medically and technologically possible, the ethical considerations surrounding neurotechnology and its long-term societal effects remain a prominent topic of debate within academic circles and the broader BCI community. The prospect of restoring sight to the blind is universally celebrated, but the path towards superhuman capabilities raises complex questions about equity, access, and what it fundamentally means to be human. Whether Neuralink will achieve its most ambitious goals in the near term remains to be seen, but its ongoing developments are undeniably shaping the future of human-machine interaction, promising a future where the lines between biological and artificial capabilities become increasingly blurred.